feeling ghosted. It's raining on a river.
Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Katelyn and I absolutely love to DIY and make my own home decor. So if that's something you're into and you enjoy crafting, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button so you can craft along with me and you get notified if you hit that notification bell whenever I upload or post a new video. So I recently posted a 5-minute fall DIY video on my channel and you all really seem to like it, and I mentioned that I could do a Halloween version of that and a lot of you said that you would like to see that. So that is what we are doing today. I am bringing you some like 5 to 10 minute super simple, fast, easy Halloween DIYs that you can make for your home on a very small budget and very short amount of time. I want to give a big thank you to Amy for sending me this adorable little cat Halloween card. Thank you so much. I thought that was so sweet getting that out of my P.O. box. So happy Halloween to you too, Amy. Thank you. And now let's jump on into making some spooky yet cutesy Halloween decor for your home. The first DIY I am making is this simple yet cute little witch face with a hat. I am using one of these glass globe candle holders from Dollar Tree, as well as one of these little witch hats from the same place. I'm also going to be using a black Sharpie marker, as well as this green color. It's called Palm Leaf by Apple Barrel Paints, and I thought it was the perfect green color to make this witch. So the first thing that I'm going to do is give this a nice base coat on this glass globe. Now I know this does take several coats and it does dry a little bit streaky, but I definitely think it is worth it. Just be careful with it because the paint will want to come off until it has set for several hours. So I do just let the paint dry in between each coat and then go right behind it and put on another coat. But then after you get all your coats of paint on there, I did let this set for several hours just to make sure that it did cure and dry and it's not as easy to come off of the glass.
Listen to the whispers of the fallen leaves and look at the glitter.
After I did 2 coats of paint, I wanted to go ahead and glue on my little witch's nose, and for that I'm going to be using one of these wooden beads. I actually think this came from just a craft pack that I had found from a thrift store, but Dollar Tree definitely has out little colored wooden beads right now that you could just paint over. Or if you didn't even want to mess with the bead, you could definitely just draw it on there, but I do think that the 3D little nose sticking out is what makes this little craft so cute. So I did fill up the whole of my bead with a little bit of wood filler on one side so it would be a solid piece. You don't have to do that, it just gives it more of a polished look. And then I just went ahead and hot glued that in the center where I felt that her nose should go, and then put my final 3rd coat of this green color paint over there. I did go ahead and after the nose dried just give it a little bit of a 2nd coat. I wanted to just freehand the face on there, and I just looked up some pictures on Pinterest of painted witch face, and they had some really cute ideas, so you definitely can look on there and see what kind of witch face that you would like. But I just wanted a friendly, cute little face. So I'm going to start by using some of my white Waverly chalk paint. I go ahead and draw the white parts of her eyes and then use my Sharpie to do the rest of her eyes.
On the empty streets, there comes an autumn day.
I am just freehanding this, but if you didn't feel comfortable doing that, you definitely could trace this out with a pencil first, and that way you can erase it or easily paint over it instead of going ahead and just committing to freehanding painting this. Another trick I love to use if you are needing help getting the eyes symmetrical is I just cut it out of a piece of paper and trace one eye and then flip it over to trace the other eye, and then you'll get the perfect size every time. I drew her a little mouth using the Sharpie marker and then placed the little witch hat on top of her head, and this is perfect if you wanted to store little treats inside. I tried to put a little tea light candle in it, but it just wasn't see-through enough for you to really see the light, but I thought this was a cute little decor piece that you could add into inner scenery. I personally love witches for Halloween. I grew up watching Halloweentown and little shows like that, so it just reminds me of that, and it's just a perfect addition to any little Halloween scene. The next project I wanted to work on was making a Halloween Christmas tree or making a Halloween tree using the Dollar Tree Christmas trees, and I picked out a white one. I'm using a little metal Halloween bucket, and then I just have a ton of these Halloween accessories. I have stickers and little felt pieces. I'm also using this white and black buffalo check ribbon, which came from Dollar General. And then I do add in some more accessories. I had some of these little witches hats, and then I had some of this mesh rope, which is really cool. And then I used some of these black pipe cleaners, and then I just had some extra of these felt stickers laying around. So whenever I started this, I wasn't sure what I was going to end up using. But to get started, I ended up gluing a piece of styrofoam down inside the bucket. I used one of those cone-shaped styrofoam pieces. These actually came from Walmart, but I had used this on a previous project, so it was no cost to me. I pushed my white Christmas tree down into the styrofoam. I just didn't use the stands that it came with, and it fit down in there perfectly. And then I was able to get started decorating, but before I put on any ornaments or made any of the little Halloween ornaments, I decided to wrap this around in some of the black and white buffalo check. And since I do have a lot of this throughout my home with my fall decor, I thought this just would be a perfect way to tie in some of my farmhouse decor with some of my really festive Halloween oranges, and incorporate the different colors but yet still have little touches of things that are throughout my home.
Another autumn day, oh summer, you've been ghosted. It's raining on the river and on the apple trees. I get another shiver with the kiss of wind. There comes an autumn day.
I used some of this creepy cloth, which was perfect to cover the green styrofoam around the bottom. Dollar Tree had tons of these little felt stickers, and I thought these worked perfect. I really liked the bright orange ones better than I liked the second little pumpkins that was in there, so I ended up just using those alongside the little ghost. I thought the ghosts were adorable. So to make little hangers for these, I'm just using the black pipe cleaners that also came from Dollar Tree, and I'm just twisting a little loop so it will hang on the tree, and then just hot gluing them directly on the back of these little stickers.
Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down.
I wanted to keep my tree rather simple, so I just left it at these two ornaments, but Dollar Tree did have out a ton of Halloween, like the actual Christmas round ball looking ornaments. And then they also had a pack of these little felt stickers that had witches hats. I also found some little sparkly bats that you could have added as like a tree topper. But I was just so happy with how it turned out, just adding these two different ones. So this is like the only pack that I opened, and I just love how it came together. I did the same thing for the ghost. I just made the loop and then glued it on the back, and then was able just to hang them up as well. To make this tree just a little bit more colorful, I decided to weave in a little bit of this mesh roping that I had found. This is really cool. I guess this is supposed to be used on like wreaths or anything, but this was so neat. I just cut small pieces of it and kind of tucked it in the back. That way I'll be able to switch it up if I do want to, but I think it'll be so fun to keep adding to this every year, and the kids had so much fun looking and playing with this after I got finished. I also think that it would be really cute if you wanted to add your little kids' names to the little ghost. You could use a black permanent marker and just put them on there, but I think this is just a super simple way to add like a larger Halloween piece for very inexpensive to your home. I love how it came out. I got that little witch from Walmart, and I just love her this year. I think she is so cute. It was the only one they had, so I was so happy to get it. I guess I have talked quite a bit about witches in this video, but it's just, like I say, one of my favorite things to decorate with because of like Halloween Town or Hocus Pocus. But for this project, I am taking one of these Dollar Tree shiny witch hats, and I just really wanted to dull down that shininess and make a witch hat, but not just make it look so sparkly and glittery. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing is using a ton of this scrap burlap ribbon that I have left over from Dollar Tree. So I began by hot gluing the first start in the back, and then just going and wrapping this entire witch hat with this, and it just held all of the little I'm not sure what that fabric is called that is attached, or that plasticky material that's attached to the witch's hat, but it just like secured all that in there. But you still kind of can see like a little bit of shiny underneath the burlap, but at the end it really does give it a really cool effect.
Quiet voices in the night.
To make sure that the burlap ribbon is going to stay really nice and secure, I did hot glue it here and there. And then after you see that I do get so far down on the witch's hat, the ribbon starts to go in one direction and is not very cooperative, so I do have to pull it back up and glue it back. If that makes sense, you can kind of see what I'm doing in the back. Just fold it and then re-glue it up at the top so that it will wrap nice and straight around this hat.
There's no one left but you and me. It's like a made up place that only we can see. Hold my hand and hear the words I say.
So the top of the hat was super simple, but when I got to the bottom it got a little bit more tricky trying to go around the edges of this hat. I wouldn't say that it was hard, but I did have to find ways to curve this around how the hat curves up on the edges, but I ended up just kind of covering the edges and then gluing some straight pieces across the middle, and this worked really good. It honestly didn't take me that long, and you can tell that I'm not using the same matching ribbons. I'm just using little scrap pieces that I have. I didn't want to waste them, so I just make sure that all of that is covered because I am going to be painting that, and the color of these ribbons won't matter anyway. I am going to be painting the entire hat with some of this ink color chalk paint, and at first I was just adding a ton of paint to get good coverage, but then with a little bit of the brown showing through, I thought it looked really cool and like old and vintage, so I ended up just trying to do a little bit less and less on the edges, and I love that brown burlap showing through.
Give me love, give me all your love. Oh, 'cause I want you. No one else makes me feel this way. Don't know what you do. Hold my hand.
So as you can see, after it had dried, you can still see a little bit of those sparkles underneath, and I think this gives it a really cool effect because on the top it does look really old and weathered, and then underneath it, it is a little bit glittery, so it's still really festive, and I loved how it turned out. But I'm using some of this Dollar Tree pumpkin ribbon, and I just wanted to glue a little band, and then I do end up making a super simple bow with some more of this matching ribbon to glue on the side front of the hat.
Look me in the eyes. You and me, yeah, that's all I need, and I'll be alright. I'll be right here. I swear that I'll stay here with you. Hold me closer. I wanna stay here with you. All that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave your side.
I was so excited to finally find these little containers full of buttons, and they had ones with just black buttons and then ones that were colorful, and like I say, I was so excited, so I decided I wanted to go ahead and jump into using these. So I ended up just gluing a black button in the front, and I think this just makes it look so crafty and handmade and adds a really cute little touch to it. I also thought it would be cute to make one of these little jingle bells. This actually is just now out for Christmas, but I wanted to make it dangle from the top of the hat. But I didn't like how shiny it was. It just kind of wasn't going with the hat, so I ended up taking a little bit of my black paint and just kind of brushing over it. And this isn't the most easy thing to paint, and the paint doesn't want to stick perfect, but just to add a little bit of a dullness to it so it wasn't super shiny, I attached this with one of my pipe cleaners as well, and just end up hot gluing this to the back because it was almost impossible to sew that through the burlap ribbon. But this is how it looked when it all came together. I am in love with how it looks. I think it's really cute and a really good upgrade from what the original $1 Dollar Tree witch hat did look like, and I just think it makes it look really rustic and old, like an old as dirty witch's hat. So I love it. I think it's so cute. Also, let me know in the comments down below which one of today's projects were your favorite. Thank you all so much for joining me today. These projects are fun. They're different. I didn't put as much detail into every project because they are super simple 5-minute crafts. So you'll have to let me know in the comments below, do you enjoy this style of video? It's just kind of fun mixing it up and trying different things on my channel. So you'll have to let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it. Also, if you make any of my projects, please follow me on Instagram and tag me or hashtag KraftsbyKatelyn so that I will get to see your projects. Make sure you are following me. I also post a little bit of kind of like behind the scenes, so you never want to miss out on that. So thanks again for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy it, and make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
With the kiss of wind, there comes an autumn